Crypto Frog back in the house. This video, the third and maybe final video introducing you to the hottest DeFi project in the world right now, Ampleforth, AMPL. If you aren't familiar with the project and haven't watched part 1 and part 2, I suggest you go back and watch those first before watching this part. You wouldn't watch The Last Jedi without watching the original Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and then The Last Jedi. Links in the video description below. This video is sponsored by subscribe to Crypto Frog's YouTube channel and Tell All Your Friends Limited. Don't forget to use the code THUMBSUP for 10% off your purchase. Disclaimer, I have a bag of AMPL and I am extremely bullish on it. This video is in no way financial advice. You are advised to do your own research. Mathematics. It's just an amazing thing. I mean, I hated it at school and that, but done right, it is a thing to behold. Ampleforth is like the beautiful equation, surely one of the most elegant but deceivingly complex DeFi projects out there. It's unlike anything else and is here to melt your mind as well as your face. Still on the fence about Ampleforth? Too hard to get your head round? I suggest you take a good 30 minutes, hopefully more, to scour, digest, or just read the material provided to you on the website. This is said website, ampleforth.org. In this video, I'm going to be answering some of the most commonly asked questions about Ampleforth. First, I find people asking me about the rebase. Lots of people struggling to understand how that works. The rebase happens once a day. It proportionally hikes or slashes the number of tokens each user has according to its average price. As of the time of making this video, one Ampleforth AMPL is $1.88. When the price is over $1, like it is now, the supply goes up. If you have 100 AMPL after the rebase, in this set of circumstances, you'll have 105 at the same market rate. Negative rebase. This would happen if this price drops under $1. What happens then? It reduces the supply. So what happens is vice versa. Say you have 100 AMPL, then you would have 95 after the rebase. Put simply, AMPL system incentivizes buying and selling to bring the price back to equilibrium. Let me give you an example. If you have 100 AMPL that you bought for $1 each, so you paid $100. Then 15 days later, the price has doubled to $2. And let's say at a 5% daily rebase, it has been a lot more in recent days. But using that as an example, you would then have 200 AMPL, but their value is now $400. So, unlike other tokens, when it 2x's, you don't technically 2x in US dollar terms, you 4x, because you will have 200 tokens and they will now be worth $2. So, you will have $400 worth of AMPL. When you understand this basic aspect of AMPL, your eyes open to how the tokenomics and the incentive of staying in the geyser, however you want to say it, depending on which side of the Atlantic you're on, the tokenomics and the incentive of the geyser will combine, and it's a perfect storm of FOMO, possibly like no other. Before we get into the rest of the video, this is an update on my geyser. I have accrued rewards since I put the AMPL in around a week ago of 25.42 AMPL, and my estimated rewards right now, as you can see, is almost 148 AMPL per month. Looking at the stats, compared to the first video I made, the total deposits in the geyser has rose by a remarkable amount. The APY I am currently running on is 54.9%. I'm on a reward multiplier of 1.2x. More on that later in the video. You will want to stay tuned right till the end. I've got some nice surprises for you. I wanted to talk about some common misperceptions regarding Ampleforth. That is that AMPL token is not designed to go up in price. That is not strictly true, at least that is not the full picture. You ain't looking at the full pie. The value is instead shown in the exponential growth in the number of AMPL tokens you have. Quite simply, the price might not have moved that much, but you have significantly more tokens. If the price takes a downturn, this is vice versa, but the AMPL protocol is not designed to dump like your favorite shitcoin, because the protocol will reduce the number of units to restore equilibrium. This should raise the price, or at least hold it steady. There is a kind of no man's land between 96 cents and $1.06 where no AMPLs are created or pulled from the supply. What this does is reduce 4 AMPL, the famous / infamous volatility of Bitcoin and most other digital assets that are so influenced by the sheer weight of Bitcoin on the market. Since there is an equilibrium, it means that if you made an extra Benji of AMPLs, it is much more likely that you made 100 extra AMPLs for around $1 each rather than 5 AMPLs for $20 each. You get me? Capiche? A tip for you. Don't really look or pay much mind to the token cost of 1 AMPL. This figure here, the market cap, is much more important. But in some regards, you do have to pay attention to the price of 1 AMPL because it's nicer for us if it stays above $1. In fact, as long as the price is above $1.06, which means essentially that demand is outstripping supply, we all are making nice returns. Gotta pump up those numbers. Those are rookie numbers in this racket, son. Do you feel like you've missed the boat already? Let me give you an answer to that if you think you have. You are freaking kidding. There is still over 76 days left. That's 76 rebases left to go. And there is some talk that they may extend the period of the geyser. Also, over the last 5 days or so, the rebase has been evened out to an average of roughly 10%. The incentive for users to hold in the geyser means I can see rebases staying at a minimum of plus 10% for quite a while, maybe even plus 20% when the real FOMO kicks in for 76 days. Plus, the longer you provide liquidity in the geyser, you get a multiplier of up to 3x. I've had all my AMPLs in the geyser for over a week now, and I'm up to 1.2x on the reward multiplier. By the end, that will be doing 3x. All this AMPL is compounding as well. I'm going to be getting the rebase rewards. I'm going to be getting the reward multiplier. And look at that percentage. Are you not entertained? Not financial advice, but this is probably making you FOMO like shit. Another question I get is, what's the best method to do this, frog? People have their own way of doing it. Myself, as I just told you, I'm holding 100% in the geyser. I'm not missing out on that 3x multiplier. No way, nada, neverino. If you keep pulling out, misses, then you are reset down to 1x multiplier. I know there are people out there making nice gains from buying and selling around the time of the rebase every day, but I'm more of a long-term man. I don't like to pull out. Well, I mean, on this particular occasion, I don't like pulling out. Each to their own, innit? I'm going to explain to you how I'm looking at it. Right now, it must be said that there is not much difference holding outside or inside the geyser. My first video on Ampleforth will show you how to use the geyser, by the way. Just letting you know. Just a kind crypto frog waiting for subscribers. Not that much different now then, but listen up, and listen up good, senors and senoritas. This is my plan. Once those 2x, 2.5x, 3x multipliers start kicking in on what I have already originally deposited and what has been compounding in the meantime, oh mama! The people just holding AMPL outside of the geyser are going to be so far behind. In my Lamborghini Aventador rear mirror, I won't be able to see them for dust. As far as I can see, and trust me, I've been digesting everything I can for the past couple of weeks about everything Ampleforth, AMPL. I think there is no downside to putting AMPL in the geyser and holding. It's like having two friends with benefits who are also kind of into each other. You get the best of both worlds is what I'm saying, namely geyser rewards, rebase, plus multiplier. Show me that gravy. Okay, let's address the FUD crew, the people suggesting this is some kind of shady project or even a Ponzi. It is laughable. Let me tell you why. First, check out the investors. Brian Armstrong, Mr. Coinbase himself, and the team. One of the main engineers went to UC Berkeley. Mr. Brandon Isles worked at Google. This gentleman worked at Google as well. Mr. Krishna here was previously at USC. On the advisory board, these guys from Pantera, Facebook, Stanford University, MIT, Pantera, Hoover Institute, Stanford. You get the picture. Now ask yourself, do you really think that any of those guys and ladies want to be part of a Ponzi scheme and end up doing 35 years plus in the pen in Rikers Island or someplace like that with Harvey Weinstein? Think about it. Pull your head out of the sand. Now, I should be able to stop the FUDers in their tracks right there, but I'm gonna continue smashing down the FUD. These goddamn FUDers don't know what they're talking about, can't even read a book, let alone the Ampleforth website. Smashing through the FUD then, AMPL is an incentivized stable coin, but it is not a traditional stable coin. If you cannot recognize what this project is all about, you need to modify your thinking, change your mindset. This is revolutionary. I get people are skeptical. I'm skeptical. It's human nature, especially in crypto. If something is too good to be true, it usually is. In this case, it is too good, and it is true. Being the first people in a solid project and enjoying the benefits should not be interpreted as a Ponzi, and don't let the FUDers scare you off. Also, the team, like I said, at Ivy School, math nerds, used to be at Google and numerous other tech giants. Why do you think they came and worked for Ampleforth? They are visionaries. They see what is about to happen. Again, I ask you, do you think they want to get busted by the US Justice Department for running a Ponzi? Of course not. Take 30 minutes or so researching, but don't equate something that seems alien to you to something that is shady. Open your eyes, or as the Italians would say, eyes openo. Digital elastic currency that doesn't dilute. That's it. That's what it is. I've had enough of crushing the FUDers now. Case closed. Judge Judy, you are adjourned. Direct FUDers to this video and watch them run back to their mama's basement to boot up Uniswap. Because that is what's gonna happen. Now let's look at the use cases for AMPL. This is also special as there are 3 distinct timeframes we can take a gander at. We already know that this is a breed of its own, Ampleforth, but the elastic non-dilution properties of the protocol lend themselves very well to the following. 1. Short term. It is still a low market cap, under $34.5 million as of the time of making this video. Oh my god! So bullish, cabrons. If this project isn't top 10 in 2 years, I will eat my own cozy cashmere rug and this remote control. Hot damn! No financial advice, but in my opinion, this is going to pump so freaking hard, dudes. Looking a bit further ahead, AMPL can be used, and I expect it to be used, as reserve collateral in DeFi banks, financial institutions. AMPL already have really close ties with Compound and Aave, A-A-V-E, however you pronounce it, Aave. I read that AMPL was actually supposed to be listed on Compound but just lost out to Tether ages ago, but it won't be long, I suspect, before AMPL is listed on Compound. The end goal of Ampleforth, swallowing stable coins whole, becoming the DeFi alternative to central bank money like Bitcoin, but much more macroeconomically friendly. Hence, Bitcoin 2.0. Thank you for watching to almost the end. I wanted to show you this message I got from someone on Twitter. It is quite interesting, to say the least. I shall quote it for you in case you're in the car or in the shower, or making sweet, sweet love to your wife or husband while you listen to the dulcet tones of Crypto Frog. I quote, say you have 3,000 Ampleforth. That means every day you get 150 AMPL, 5% rebase return. You can sell that 150 AMPL for $300 on average, right? So $300 times 160 days equals $48,000. Now 160 days, I asked him to clarify that because the actual length of the geyser is 90 days right now, but he's working under the assumption that the team will extend it. $300 times 160 is $48,000. Or, which is what I'm doing, if you let interest compound, then you get 1 million AMPL after 160 days and sell for at least $1 million. That is why you need to hold. That is powerful. So it's actually $48,000 if you sell every day. Anyway, I'm more interested in this sentence here. Or $7 million if you hold and let interest compound before selling. Now, based on this, if it stays at a 5% rebase return, it's compounding, and it lasts 160 days, I'm led to believe that this math actually does check out. Yeah. Something to think about, right? Tell me what you think of the logic of this message here. I'd love to hear it in the comments. If you are not a subscriber, click subscribe, please. That would be muchos apprecione. Helps get around the YouTube algo. Get the word out about Ampleforth. Get more people in the geyser. And maybe they too can have their $7 million. Gotta pump those numbers up. I'll have mine in yellow, please. And another one in red. No financial advice, of course. I'm just very bullish on Ampleforth, and I believe you should be as well. Follow me on Twitter as well, CryptoFrog202, if you aren't already. Plenty more crypto bants on there. Leave a comment on what you think of AMPL. What's your strategy? Are you leaving it in the geyser like me for as long as humanly possible? Or are you buying and selling around the time of the rebase? I'd love to hear your particular way of doing it. Absolute legends, thanks for watching. Until we meet again, stack the chat. Peace.